Welcome back. That's a story coming in from PTI that S&P expects India's economic growth to be 6.5 in 2013. That would count as a pessimistic view because remember, all of 2013, the markets, the economy is going to grow on a very, very low base. Jan-March quarter, we had 5.3%. April-June quarter, we had 5.5%. And again, in the September... July, August, September quarter, we had another 5.3. So these 3 quarters with such a low base, to expect that it will be 6.5 is not necessarily a very, very optimistic forecast. Logically, one should do a little better than that to indicate a level of growth. So there are, Goldman Sachs, for instance, is expecting 7.2. So there are some bullish forecasts out there, but not too many.
This is precisely the reason why we are actually calling Blue Star today. We have the management with us. In an analyst meet yesterday, they seem to indicate that the business is falling off a cliff. I mean, they're saying that after the meeting, analysts say that they expect their HVAC segment to decline by up to 30%, and margins have really crashed. Let's go to the president of the air conditioning division, Mr. Thiagarajan. He joins us now. Mr. Thiagarajan, the read-through from what the analysts took away from you yesterday was pretty negative. You think these margin decline trends are here to stay with the fact that a lot of new players have come in and even the bigger players are getting very aggressive? For case in point, Voltas.
Thank you for talking to me. Good afternoon. I am not able to give you specific numbers for obvious reasons. That we are in the month of December and the Q3 results, unless it is announced, I will not be able to speak. But I want to set the context in terms of the industry scenario and the Blue Star's position there. So yesterday's conference, we dealt with what is actually happening to commercial construction industry, because the HVAC or electromechanical projects, including building electrification or plumbing, this has got a direct correlation to the building industry. Okay, I am not going to deal with residential part or a commercial refrigeration part. It has not been a huge growth there, but the room air conditioner or commercial refrigeration is growing, so there is nothing to worry about it. Coming to specific commercial construction, which is airports, metro railway, hospitals, hotels, any social infrastructure and office spaces, ITES, the fact of the matter is there is excess space, there is no expansion that is taking place. Point number one. Point number two, correlation is also the employment numbers. If the employment is not growing, you will not have an air conditioning market. Like each person employed in corporate sector consumes around 50 square feet of air conditioning space. That is not happening, second part. Third, today the building industry is not having liquidity. It is not paying. Payments are not coming through. So even if the projects are there, as far as Blue Star is concerned, our focus is cash and profitability. So therefore, unless I am able to earn margins, because we had gone through a bad year, we are on the recovery path, we have to move up in terms of our capital turns as well as PBT to sales ratio. Therefore, unless until the commercial construction market is going to revive and the industry structure changes, I do not see a revival immediately. This is the context of that statement.
Okay. So, do we understand, Mr. Thiagarajan, that it is in the commercial office, hotels, metro rails and other infrastructure segment that you are seeing a genuine slowdown, but in the consumer air-conditioned consumption space, the slowdown is not so apparent? Is that how we should understand you?
It is, I would say that residential part, or for that matter, shop showrooms, boutiques, small spaces, small hotels, or tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 expansion, or all, I would say, given the current economic scenario, it is impressive. In the sense that you can even in the forthcoming season, you can expect 10 to 15% of growth. In fact, the industry as a whole anticipates 17% plus growth in room air conditioner market forthcoming season.
Okay. How does that compare? How does that compare with
power cut happening?
I agree. How do you compare it with the previous year? I mean, 17% is better or worse than, say, the last 3-year average?
Not last 3 years. It is better than the year that is closing now.
Okay.
The year that is closing, it would have been a flat in terms of volumes and marginally 5% higher in terms of value. It was a bad year for the industry because of certain reasons like energy efficiency, label pushing up the prices, dollar, etc., etc. Now the consumer has got used to a particular price level, and we anticipate we will grow in the coming year.
Okay, Mr. Thiagarajan, as a strategy, I mean, not drawing parallels, but in the IT industry, we saw a peer like Infosys actually go down very sharply in a downturn because they wanted to maintain pricing. When the industry itself is declining and you have a lot of new players coming through and bigger players like Voltas willing to sacrifice on margins, as a strategy, you're willing to let go of revenue or top line and lose market share to hold on to pricing?
In a manner of speaking, so the losing the top line for the sake of top line, it doesn't make any value to the company at all. Our clear focus is the PBT to sales ratio, and we should generate cash. We should bring down the borrowings. That focus will continue.
Okay. So how should we...
In fact, the shareholder value is that. Shareholder value is not generating top line. That has been our clear-cut view now.
Okay. So what may be your, sales output for the current year and for the next? Should we expect that you will be lingering around this 2,000 crore mark?
No, first of all, I'll tell you that we are in the range of around 2,700 crores upwards. But the thing is, you have the Q1, Q2, Q3 results. We are, the top line has been flat and we are returning to profitability path. Our clear focus will be to stay in course in the electromechanical project segment. Rest of the businesses try to grow it. So you can draw a conclusion out of this.
All right. We'll leave it at that, Mr. Thiagarajan. Thank you very much for joining us. That's an excellent reality check with how commercial space is growing in India. Not much of hiring happening.
I think there is a better read-through for the peers, because if they are wanting to not bid very aggressively and they're letting go of orders, there is scope for something like Voltas to actually improve a bit on pricing, sacrifice some of which they're asking for 12%. Voltas may say, I come at 10, 11%, and the bigger player will take away market share. So
in any
as
case,
a strategy, it seems to be.
As a strategy, well, I wouldn't know, but...
It's a company strategy. We can't comment on it. But
it is quite clearly an industry affliction. So why only Blue Star? Let's pull up Voltas.
Voltas
that's also been
underperforming.
Severely, that's been as impacted by this negative view. So that's Voltas over there. Maybe they'll sacrifice margins, we don't know. But the industry has less to offer. The pie itself has shrunk.
The real economy is shrunk.
There will be impact on all providers of air conditioning equipment. Take a break. We'll come back with more on the market circuit.